if you're going to be lifting that Jeep or that van though, you'll probably want to go with an XL because it's going to sit a little bit higher. It means it'll ride a little bit more level. Right, right. Well, we've got lock and roll hitches here, and we've got 2-inch and 4-inch options.
Hey everybody, it's Robbie here. Just wanted to do a quick video today to walk over and walk you through some of the new updates to our website and our online building configurator for custom builds. Show you some of the new stuff and the new features, and then also explain some of the new products that we're offering. So our website is back up. First of all, Happy New Year. Thanks for being patient while we did some of the updates. But if you go to the order button, building a custom hiker trailer, we did build this new configurator with mobile in mind. So if you want the best experience and you're on a mobile device, you can just click this button right here. But realistically, every section here is going to be designed to help you make the best choice based on the trailer that you're building. For this one, I'm just going to build kind of a popular model among our choices, which is a mid-range XL in the 5x9. And then if you guys can't hear me, just let me know in chat, or if you have questions, feel free to pop in and leave a comment. I'll try to answer some questions as we go along. First, you'll notice that we now have a progress bar at the bottom. This will show you how many sections are left, and we'll also have navigation buttons at the bottom here. These buttons will allow you to navigate between the different sections at any time pretty easily, and there's no repercussions from skipping ahead or skipping back as you design your trailer. You can fill it out in the order that you want to. We also have this really nice feature of save and resume. So you can actually fill out half of this form if you wanted to and email yourself a link to pick up right where you left off to continue your build if you needed some time to think about it or do some research, or even get in touch with us and ask us some questions. But we'll go through and kind of start pointing out some of the features and some of the changes. We have integrated some YouTube videos to better explain some of the options in certain sections. Our goal is to have more videos and more pictures to help explain the options as we go. It'll take our team a little bit of time to create that content and upload it and add it to the website, but we are working on that pretty diligently. The other thing you'll notice is there's a small disclaimer here. If you play these YouTube videos in the builder, just make sure you pause them before you go on to the next section. Otherwise, you'll still hear the audio from that video. So we would recommend that you just pause it before you move on. But being designed for mobile, a lot of our options are now going to be converted to a drop-down list or a checkbox, just because they work the easiest on a mobile device. But it's still a pretty good experience on a desktop like this. We've also included a total cost option for that specific section to better help you budget when you are designing a trailer, in case you want to kind of be budget conscious, or if you are trying to allocate some of your budget towards certain options rather than others. Since our trailers are so easy to modify after the fact, this is a good tool to do that. That will appear in every section. And then at the bottom, we'll have a running cost and a cost of the base trailer that you chose. Moving on to a couple more sections. The doors, again, we haven't really changed anything with the doors. We still have the 3 types, the solid doors, the window doors, and the screen doors with the solid door. One thing that has changed is there is no longer a color upcharge for the black doors. The pricing on those has kind of leveled out. So that has just been discontinued. Either color is now the same price. The galley, this page rather has some logic built into it. So you'll notice that the bunk bed option does not appear on this section at the moment because we did not choose a 10-foot trailer. If there is a certain option that you're looking for that you have difficulty finding on a list, just reach out and contact us. Let us know. We can probably tell you why that is, because certain things like bunk beds are limited to 10-foot only trailers. But you still have all of your galley options. You can add cabinet doors to the cubby holes. You can add drawers, and if you add drawers, you'll notice that our galley close-off option has already changed to one of the closed-off options that is required for the drawers to function. So you can actually get a better accurate build based on the options you choose to make sure that there's stuff that doesn't occlude, or that you make sure you get all the options that are needed for the specific features that you're looking for on your trailer. Slide out trays and side tables, front shelves, rear shelves, all of that is pretty much still the same. We do have some plans for the galley coming up that we're not quite ready to talk about just yet, but we do have some new designs on the drawing board for the galleys to make them a little bit more useful in certain scenarios. Our roof rack system, we've selected the 2-bar roof rack as kind of the most common option because almost every person that buys a hiker trailer ends up getting some sort of a roof rack system. But you can add your passenger side awning, your driver's side awnings. We have the rooftop water storage with the Yakima road showers and the Waterport Weekender. The rooftop storage, right now we have the Yakima topwater fishing rod racks. Bob has this on his trailer and it's been in a couple of our videos. He really likes that feature. So if you are a fisherman or if you store longer items, I believe you can store firearms and stuff of that nature in there too. It's a pretty neat storage rack. One of the awning options, we have added a new vendor, and we have a video that we're working on to explain some of the new features of the Body Armor 270 awnings. They're a really great price point, and they have a lot of great features. We still consider the 230 kind of the premium awning for most scenarios, but the Body Armor is at a really good price point and has a lot of good features. So we've added that on as a vendor for this year. Now this page will be your wheels, tires, brakes, and hitches. This will be custom to whichever model that you choose, and it will have a decent amount of specs in here if you are looking at tire size or what else might come standard on a trailer, like the safety chains, the rear stabilizer jacks, that sort of thing. You can choose a spare tire if you wish. Every trailer comes standard with a 2-inch ball with a customer provided vehicle hitch. If you choose a lock and roll hitch, you actually have to choose what size hitch you need based on your hitch height. We will be able to help you determine that if you have any questions on that, but that is also something that we can change at the time of your pickup based on how high your hitch actually sits on your tow vehicle. Adding electric trailer brakes, we've actually added some subtext here. Certain states require trailer brakes based on the trailer gross vehicle weight rating. So California, Idaho, Mississippi, Nevada, New York, North Carolina, and North Dakota, we require our customers in those states to get brakes on their trailers based on their local regulations. And then there's a few states here where the regulations are either based on how quickly you can stop or traveling at certain speeds. So we highly recommend you get brakes in those states, but at the end of the day, that choice will be up to you. We also do the auto brake trailer side brake controller. If you didn't want to get a brake controller installed in your vehicle, or you didn't want to use one of the Bluetooth brake controllers that we offer, which we'll talk about at the end here, we can install it actually on the trailer. There is some calibration that's required every time you hook up, but it is a good option to have. We also have the front wheel jacks coming as an option. These will be also available on the online store pretty soon. We are finalizing our adapter plate design so that these wheel jacks will actually fit the standard jack mount on the front of all of our trailers. So stay tuned for that, but this will be ready in time for these new builds submitted on this form by April with our 3-month lead time. Toolbox and tongue, nothing has really changed here. We still have all of our really popular front storage options. Just a small note, the fridge box is only available on the mid-range, the XL, or the Extreme Off-Road. The Highway is not strong enough to support that at this moment, but you can still get any of the larger toolboxes on the Highway Deluxe. Side-mounted accessories. We have propane currently listed. The Rotopacks, unfortunately, have not been popular enough for us to include on the build for every customer, but that is still an option we will do as a custom option. So if you're interested in Rotopac's water or fuel storage, just let us know in the notes when you submit a build or when you're talking to our customer service folks, and we can definitely add those to your build for you. But if you do driver side propane, it's definitely going to be recommended for you to get one of those if you're doing a shower system. And then for passenger side, if you're doing a propane heater option like the Propex or the Vario heats that we'll talk about, we would recommend you get a propane on that side of your trailer. Heat, air, and AC. The Max fan comes pre-selected because it is the most popular option by far when it comes to your roof vent, but we still do the manual vent and the Fantastic fan. The front vents, or what we used to call AC prep, are still available. The reason we're kind of renaming these is because we also have the rooftop AC prep. So we can actually do the structural support and the internal wiring if you ever wanted to add a rooftop unit to your trailer in the future. But we also do the rooftop AC unit. And then for the heater, we have the propane-powered heaters, the Propex heater, and the Truma Vario heat. The Truma is new to us this year. Bob and Truma have been working on a very good installation solution for that to take up as little space as possible, and they're very efficient units. And they're actually a little bit less expensive than the Propex heaters, so that's going to be a pretty good option and probably pretty popular, I think. The battery and electrical system, this is probably the section that has changed the most this year. We know that this can be one of the more confusing or one of the more researched topics and sections that our customers look at when building a trailer. So we've kind of broken it down to simplify it as best as we can. And we do have a pretty extensive video on electrical systems, how it works, and what our recommendations would be for different scenarios coming in the near future. But you can still choose an onboard battery. So a hiker installed battery, the 35, the 60, or the 100 amp hour capacities. The 100 is the lithium, but you'll notice we don't call them a battery package anymore. Instead, you can now choose to add an inverter a la carte if you get a large enough battery. So that would be available on the 60 amp hour or above, because there's been a little confusion as to what the inverter will power. This is for your low power 110 or 120 volt appliances. So this would be a CPAP machine, laptop chargers, small space fans, not space heaters, and not larger coffee machines. We've had some people damage their units or blow the fuses on that. So this is now an a la carte option. If you do want to run those kind of accessories that use a lot of high power wattage on the 110 circuit, that's where the Goal Zero power stations are going to come in very handy, because they have much higher capacity DC to AC inverters, up to 2,000 watts, which would run even small space heaters for a decent amount of time if you choose one of the larger models. So for the Goal Zeros, we offer all sizes. The 3,000 will be the largest one that you can fit in the back of a standard galley. The 6,000 would take some shelving modifications to fit it in there, but that is going to be the most expensive and the highest capacity. That's kind of what we consider the professional level if you go with a Goal Zero. My favorite is going to be the 1500 or the 1000X based on how you plan on using your trailer. They're really good price per watt and value for money with the features that they have. We obviously have the 12 volt male plug for power stations. This will work with any power station, not just Goal Zero, that has that 12 volt output. So Blue Eddy, Jackery, EcoFlow, that will still work with all of those. We're actually working with our partners at Goal Zero right now to come up with a better output plug. We're probably going to be moving to the Anderson power pole for larger Goal Zero units so that the 12 volt cigarette style plugs don't continue to bounce out. We've seen some problems with that on the road. Nobody really makes a great cigarette plug that's not going to bounce out if you're off-roading or using your trailer heavily. We also have Goal Zero mounts coming out soon. These will also be available on the online store in the next couple months as we finalize these. But they come in 3 sizes, the 200 and the 500 to match that size of the Goal Zero power station. And then the 1000X Plus, the 1000, 1500, 3000, and 6000 Goal Zero power stations actually all have the same footprint. They're just heavier and taller units as you increase capacity. So this mount would actually mount any of those in the rear galley. This is one of our more popular features that we announced during our December blog post. The Goal Zero DC to DC charger, this will allow you to charge your trailer, your Goal Zero in your trailer rather, while you're driving down the road. This will connect to the junction box and feed off of your 7-pin connection. So this will only work with the Goal Zero brands currently. We haven't done testing on any other brands, but it is an 8mm output that goes into your Goal Zero and will charge as you drive. So this is a feature that we're really excited about, and we do hope to do more testing on different products to open this up and warranty this item on more power stations, but right now we can only say that it will work for the Goal Zeros. We have our additional wiring like the 110 to the front cubby and our rear USB units. And then this little blank section here, you would actually see the option for fridge box power if you had a fridge box selected to charge a fridge or any other accessories that you might put up front. Again, we're working on a pretty extensive video for all these features and how all of these different things work with each other. So stay tuned for that over the next couple months to better explain how those work. And if you do have questions, our team is always standing by to assist you in that. The lighting options, these have not changed. We still do the ring light or the dome light in the cabin. We still have the reading lights. We still have our 3 styles of exterior lights. Solar power has gone through a little bit of an update because we have integrated more of the Goal Zero products. So if you look at our portable panels, we now mark our panels as either regulated or unregulated. The regulated panels are required to charge one of the installed Hiker battery systems. If you have a Goal Zero, you can use the unregulated panels. And the only difference between those two, a regulated panel has a solar charge controller mounted on the panel, kind of built into how it works, which would give you a constant charging voltage through the panel so you can hook it up directly to a battery. That's how we work our mounted battery systems. The unregulated panels work with the Goal Zeros because they actually have built-in charge controllers. So you just plug the panel directly into the Goal Zero and it works no problem. We do have some adapter cables so that if you did choose a Goal Zero panel and wanted to use a portable panel to mount it, you can still connect that to your trailer, similar to how we do with our SAE plugs now, and have kind of a pass-through for portable panels into the Goal Zero. And we will also be mounting our permanent mount panels, the flex panel or the glass panels. Those can also be wired directly into a Goal Zero if you so choose. Onboard water systems. So the 23.0 shower enclosure is available on any model. We know a lot of folks have portable shower systems. You don't necessarily need our whole shower kit or water pump and instant hot water shower to just need and utilize a shower or changing room. So you can add that at any time. The 21-gallon tank and pump is still available on the mid-range XL 5' by 9 size or the 5' by 10 size, or on either size of our extreme off-road. And then the instant hot water shower, we've actually opened this up to all models. The only stipulation with that is if you do not have a installed water tank and pump, you would need a constant flow of pressure. So whether you have a small 12-volt water pump with a filter attached, or if you're using a road shower with high pressure, this instant hot water shower, if you wanted to add that on a la carte, just requires a constant steady flow of water to function properly. The fridges and slides, we are still working on our video, which is Truma versus Iceco versus Dometic when it comes to fridges and portable coolers. There's actually an issue with the Iceco fridge out of the box, and they've been kind enough to replace that for us. So it's taken a little bit of time for us to get that replaced to do our testing realistically. But right now you can choose the Truma fridges. The other fridges will be added shortly, and you can get that stowed either in a fridge box or if you wanted to put that in your tow vehicle as well. Lastly, we come to a new section that we're calling add-ons. So this will be smaller things that you might need to add to your trailer. For example, one of the changes this year is all of our trailers now come with a 7-pin connection because that is by far the most popular. I believe only 10%, it might have been 11% of our trailers had a 4-pin connection based on their builds, because if somebody does go with a Highway Deluxe, for example, and you are weight conscious, brakes are usually one of those things that you get added on just for safety, which requires a 7-pin connection. So we've converted all of our trailers as built to be 7 pins, but if you still had a tow vehicle with a 4-pin, you can get one of these 4-pin adapters. We've used these for years reliably. When somebody comes with the wrong pickup by mistake, with the wrong pickup vehicle rather. So these work really well. The Kurt Echo Bluetooth brake controller, there's a lot of reviews and videos done on this. This is actually what we've been using for the past couple years on some of our tow vehicles as we go to shows. The brake controller works really well with our system. It works with any, modern cell phone, Apple, Android, what it might, whatever you have, works pretty well. The 2-inch rear hitch receiver extension, A lot of the new Ford Broncos and some of the Jeep configurations that we see with the spare tires on the back, sometimes your 2-inch receiver isn't long enough to connect the trailer properly. So if that does happen to you during a pickup, this will be available just so that you can get home safely and be able to sort out a more permanent solution or use this hitch extension as your permanent solution. The hiker trailer storage dolly, we've gotten a lot of questions and feedback about our small wooden carts that we use to move the trailers around in our facility here. And a lot of people have wanted to do that at home in their garage or in their driveway. So we've actually designed a wooden cart with some premium wheels that move really nicely. So that will be available on the online store shortly, but for new builds as well. If you wanted to get one of those wooden carts to more easily move your trailer around at home. It's definitely not meant for off-road or overlanding, but if you're on a paved street or in your garage, it works really well. And then we have a 7-pin cable extension. We wire our 7-pin connections to a standard length, but we do know sometimes based on if it's an aftermarket hitch or the make and model of your vehicle, the 7-pin might not meet comfortably and connect to your vehicle. So we'll have those available too if you need those. Finally, you can choose your pickup location. Currently, we have our main facility here in Columbus. We have our Colorado location where you can also get service and do appointments and that sort of thing. We hope to add a couple more locations over the next year as we talk to some partners and that sort of thing. We'll have details on that as soon as we do have any news to share. And then the last thing that we'll talk about pretty soon is the referral program, the Adventure Club. So there will be a little place on here that you can enter a referral code once that program is launched. That way, if you are showing your trailer off to somebody, or if you're a new purchaser and somebody took the time and went through their build with you and their options at a campsite or at a gas station, you can make sure that they get credit for referring you to Hiker Trailer. You can submit the quote. Our team will usually answer these same day if it's a weekday. If not, it will usually be within about 48 hours. You can always contact us. The information for financing and Rock Solid is up here. Again, if you have any questions, you can book a